Hi, my name is Madison Grimes. I'm the Vice President of Linda's Boutique, and Ben & Jerry's hired me and my team to give them a consultation on how to respond to the current Bluebell crisis and recall. So this is our presentation. Ben & Jerry's started out in 1978 with Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield when they decided they wanted to start a company. They first considered bagels, but after realizing that the equipment was too expensive, they opened an ice cream shop in a converted gas station in Vermont. Our analysis has helped us realize that Bluebell had one of the largest recalls in the ice cream industry. Currently, Ben & Jerry's is ranked top in the ice cream industry, holding 54% of the market, while Bluebell is only at 33%. In response to the recall, Ben & Jerry's has the opportunity to stay the main ice cream provider and hold such a large share of the market. Taking advantage of Bluebell's public shame is the best route for the company. After comparing the two companies, Ben & Jerry's must take advantage of how well they are seen in the public eye and what they can do for the community. Ben & Jerry's manufacturing process begins from the milk from the farms. They have thousands of farms as their providers, and that milk is shipped to the factories. From there, the milk and cream is pumped into four 6,000-gallon storage silos. It is kept cool at 36 degrees until ready to convert them into Ben & Jerry's ice cream and frozen yogurt. Next on the manufacturing process, a very skilled and experienced person, known as the mix master, performs a mix-making procedure at the blend tank. A batch of ice cream mix starts with heavy cream, condensed skim milk, liquid cane sugar, and the mix master also adds egg yolks, cocoa powder for chocolate flavors, and natural stabilizers, which will prevent heat shock and formation of ice crystals.
Hi, my name is Tristan Hell, and I will be talking to you about the second half of the manufacturing process. The mix is then pasteurized and homogenized and is heated in order to kill harmful bacteria like Listeria. This takes place in a series of very thin stainless steel plates. On one side of the plates, 182 degree water flows on one side, and on the other, 36 degree water is pumped through. The mix is then pumped from the tank room to the flavor vats, which are a series of stainless steel vats that each hold 500 gallons of mix. The mix is then transformed from basically unflavored to euphorically flavorings, pures, and extracts like vanilla, pure peppermint, fruit extracts, banana pure, and even a few liqueurs from time to time. It is then pumped to the freezer. The freezers at Waterbury plant use liquid ammonia as a freezing agent, which is 40 degrees below zero and can freeze over 700 gallons of mix per hour. This mix is pumped through a long, freezing cold cylinder known as a barrel. The mix then freezes to the wall of the barrel and is scraped away by revolving blades. When it gets to the front of the barrel, it's no longer mix, it is then ice cream. After freezing the mix to a nice creamy 22 degrees, it's then a chunkless flavor like vanilla or chocolate. Ice cream is then pumped directly to the pint filling machinery, which makes chunky flavors. Then the ice cream takes a turn through the chunk feeder. After the chunks and the swirls are added, the ice cream is ready for dispensing. This takes place in an automatic refiller that can fill about 120 pints a minute. Pre-filling tasks like dropping pint cups 2 by 2 into perfect positions so the filler head can fill them. The next step is the hardening phase. The ice cream is taken from its semi-frozen temperature of 22 degrees above zero to a fully frozen solid state of at least 10 degrees below zero. It happens in the spiral hardener. The pints travel by conveyor out of the production room and into the spiral hardening tunnel, which is a 2-story corkscrew-shaped mega conveyor. The final steps are the ice cream being bundled into packages, checked for quality, and delivered.
Hello, my name is Ashley Palacios, and I'll be speaking about Bluebell's crisis. So after its 108-year reign, Bluebell found a major problem due to a myriad of issues, beginning with pasteurization errors. Like mentioned before, pasteurization in the manufacturing process is where bacteria is killed. Due to error, there was a Listeria outbreak found in several production lines. As a result, there were severe illnesses, deaths, and total recall.
Hi, I will continue by explaining what exactly the Listeria bacteria is. So Listeria, or known by its scientific name, Listeria monocytogenes infection, is a bacteria found in soil, water, and in some animals, including poultry and cattle. So it is also present in raw milk and foods made from raw milk, which, as we all know, is ice cream. That is why it was a major problem for Bluebell. It can live in food processing plants and contaminates a variety of processed meats. This bacteria can cause symptoms such as fever, stiff neck, confusion, weakness, vomiting, and is most present in older adults, pregnant women, people with weakened immune system, organ transplant patients, and people with certain diseases such as HIV and AIDS. This bacteria is very serious. If not treated in time, it can cause deaths, as we found in the Bluebell recall. This is the reason why we have certain things in place to check our manufacturing lines and production lines to give us safe food for our consumers.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Arndt, and I'm going to be discussing Bluebell's upcoming market strategy in efforts to rebuild their customer loyalty and fix their outbreak issue. Why is it important to know your competitor's market strategy? It's very important to know these things. That way you have a competitive advantage, especially if you're in the same market. Bluebell and Ben & Jerry's are probably prime time competitors, especially in obviously the ice cream industry. And to know your competitor's market strategy gives you a more cutting edge on how you can build on another company's strategy and improve your own company. The marketing mix that Bluebell incorporates, being that they have had a 108-year-long reign in the ice cream industry, their existing customer support and loyalty has been phenomenal. After the outbreak, with the incorporation of email marketing, excellent television commercials that bring a really family and southern style feel to the product have really helped, and also promotions. I know that they often will do buy 1 gallon, get 1 free, or even half off sometimes, depending on the time of year. In the process of the improvement and the prevention of another dangerous outbreak of Listeria, Bluebell rid themselves of all their manufacturing equipment in all 4 of their plants. They also rid themselves of many employees and started over from scratch. I think one benefit that really helped with Bluebell's rebuild was being very open about the entire situation and keeping the customers very informed through interviews, news articles, etc. And that honesty with the customers and keeping everything out in the open really kept a lot of customer trust. All in all, it took a financial loss for Bluebell of about $13 million after rebuilding all of their plants, getting new equipment, and starting over with all products.
Hello, my name is Tara Vesley, and I'm going to be covering the marketing strategy and plan that we have for Ben & Jerry's ice cream. So there are a few things that they can adopt from Bluebell, and there are some things that they can learn from their mistakes and benefit from by essentially taking the customers that Bluebell might have lost or didn't have a place to go and bringing them over to Ben & Jerry's side. When a crisis like Listeria strikes, marketing plans are essential and crucial for the health of a company, especially something like food where, health is involved and people are going to be very invested in that. So the first thing that they can adopt from what Bluebell did correctly is to define their target market and cater to them. Bluebell knows that their target market is people, families, mainly the southern states, who they're very prominent on families sticking together. They pride themselves on being classic. Their flavors are original and fresh. And in the same way, Ben & Jerry's needs to target out who their market is, which for them is different than Bluebell, but we think that they can bring Bluebell's customers in. They are known for being fun, exciting, fresh new flavors, and adventurous. Their target market is typically urban city-goers who, they like to try new things, and they also like natural ingredients. Next, Bluebell did a great job of using social media throughout their whole process to stay connected with their customers. And social media is known for being a low-pressure environment where they can give all of their, their fans feedback and let them know what's going on without being too invasive. And they can feel like they're getting a sense of community with this company. And Ben & Jerry's can learn from that because they are great with being exciting and the fun part, but then they need to incorporate the relationship part where they connect to their customers and see what their lifestyles are like so they can understand what these customers desire, what they want next, and predict what's coming next. The next and final thing that Bluebell did great that we feel Ben & Jerry's should learn from is by promoting their new and improved factory equipment. Bluebell had to revamp all of their factory equipment afterwards just to make sure that all of their bases were covered. They didn't want to leave any chance that Listeria could come back and that there could be infection. They wanted their customers to have full trust in their process and in their manufacturing. So they brought in all new equipment in their factories and their operations. And should Ben & Jerry's go through a crisis like this, they've got to let everyone know exactly what's going on in their company and be upfront, honest, and apologetic the way that Bluebell was. And that's what keeps Bluebell still in the running with Ben & Jerry's. The next thing that I would like to touch on is things that Bluebell a little bit fell short on and that they missed their opportunity, but now Ben & Jerry's can attack on that. The first is a relaunch event. Ben & Jerry's does have some franchises, so they have open storefronts where they sell all of their own ice cream. And Bluebell does not have this. Although they have vendors, they do not have this advantage. So we feel that using that as an advantage, having a relaunch event, having an event where you say, bring your family in, we want to get those Bluebell customers in with their families. We want to offer you buy one, get one half off, and offer those coupons that Ben & Jerry's has not done yet, but it's essential to feel like the customer is getting an incentive whenever they come, because that's going to give them a reason to come back. They want to feel like that the company doesn't just want to make money. They want to have an experience. The next that goes along with that is getting involved in the community. Ben & Jerry's is known for their charitable donations. We feel that they could reach out even more with their, building on the fact that they do have an advantage there. Bluebell is known in the community in southern states, but they aren't known for giving out their ice cream free necessarily. And Ben & Jerry's has a chance to maybe go out and offer their new flavors, maybe samples, and whatever they have to do to make sure everyone knows that Ben & Jerry's will do whatever it takes to get them as a customer. The very last thing I want to talk about is using their advantage of a greater flavor assortment. So Ben & Jerry's has a lot of flavors, and they have a chance whenever there's a crisis, you got to start new. Bluebell had to start new, and they're not even offering all of their flavors yet, but